Our daughter has recently divorced and started dating and wanted to introduce us last November to someone she was dating, which we met at dinner.
Whoops, sorry.
Um,
Now,
two
last
days.
note, hold on. I need a few facts here. I'm turning the volume down there.
Okay.
So I need a few
Okay.
facts. So she is how old?
She will be 37 this month.
And she's been divorced how long?
Since last December.
So what, 3 months, 5 months now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so she's been divorced 5 months and she's starting to date now, or she's been dating that whole time?
Apparently she started dating in July before the divorce was final. But we were
Oh,
not aware of that. We met him in November prior to the divorce.
you met, wait a minute, stop. You met her husband in November?
No, met her boyfriend, her fiancé,
Oh, she's not
that she has
just
now.
dating, she has a boyfriend,
Right.
a fiance,
That's what she's told us.
and she just got divorced, you said in December?
Yes. And she has a 7.5, well, now a
And the name of
7,
this
no.
reality show is what? Which network is it on? This has a lot of
It is. Well, this is the issue. We met him at dinner. We were nice, respectful. We thought things went well. 2 days later, she asked if he could come for Thanksgiving.
Wait a minute, can I ask
And
you a question? Hold on.
yes,
I need to ask you a question. You said that
yes.
she started dating him last when?
We think in
July?
July, but she has not told us
So
that.
she was with her husband then, right?
They were separated because of her husband,
How long had they been separated?
a year.
A year last July. So it's all right. That's a little different. So, but still, she
Yeah,
wasn't divorced. So, and why had they been separated a
right.
year at that point?
Multiple affairs on his behalf.
Oh, okay. All right. Multiple affairs. So she separated year before, separated a
Uh-huh.
year, and had she filed for divorce when she started dating?
Yes, she had.
Okay, that's a little different. The way you said it first, I said reality show. It's like, she finds some new guy, you know, ditches her husband in December, whenever, and now here she is. Okay, I got it. It's a little different, but go
Right.
ahead.
And there are
What's
3
your question?
children.
3 children.
The question is, we met him at dinner. We were respectful. We thought things went well. 2 days later, she asked if he could come for Thanksgiving. I was sick. I was actually coming down with something at this dinner and said, I don't feel well. I have this awful cough. I'm not going to say much because of that. So I said, no, I don't think it's a good idea. I said, I'm really not feeling well. In fact, I'd love for someone to cook for me.
No, this was
um,
last Thanksgiving.
right. And so she came over with the children. She was not very engaging.
Okay.
When they left, I went to bed. I didn't think anything about it. We heard nothing about if they were still dating or not. When we tried to ask questions, there was no information. And they've still been dating, and they're now engaged.
Wait a
But
minute.
he
So
has sent
hold on. You've not talked to her since last Thanksgiving?
oh no, we have talked, but she has not talked about her situation with him. When we ask questions, she doesn't answer us.
How do you not answer? What does she
Well,
say?
she either changes the subject or she acts like she has to go. But she has evaded any questions with us.
For 6 months.
And right. So
Did
then we saw
anybody, wait a
every
minute, does
time.
anybody say, if I'm talking to one of my kids and I'm asking a question every time I talk to them and they're never answering it, by about conversation number 2, I say, I keep asking you about your boyfriend and you're not answering. What's the issue?
Right. And my husband did that. She's closer to her dad, and we felt like it might be best if he asked questions. And she said, well, there's nothing to say except for I think I kind of closed down initially because I don't think you accepted him. And her dad said, why would you feel that way?
Well, you hadn't even met him.
And so right. And we don't really even know him. And so she never has really given us any information. Her brother came in town at Christmas with his family. They were all going to get together, and she said to her brother, hey, I'm going to bring my boyfriend. I want you to meet him. And he goes, boyfriend? I didn't even know you had a boyfriend. Why don't we get together and you tell me all about him, and then let's all get together with him. And she blew a gasket. Screaming, profanity,
because
blah,
her
blah,
brother
blah.
said that?
Yes, who really cares about her tremendously.
Okay,
and
so
then
she
I get
blows
this
up at
awful
him just because
message.
he asked to get together with him.
Right. And then I get this awful message from this young man. They are the same age, but in the note it states he knows what kind of people we are. We're racist. We're never invited to his home. We are not welcome to be around he and my daughter and the children. And it just got to be massive. And we're trying to move forward. You know, we try to call and say, can we see the children? For about 6 weeks, she wouldn't let us see them.
How close do you live to them?
3 miles.
Oh, my gosh. This is,
And the hard thing about, well, we are now seeing them, but it's usually for a couple of hours. They seem to be very confused.
What does the race issue have to do? What's going on there?
Well,
is he of a different race, and that's why he says that?
I think that's why he said that, but that's not an issue with us.
Okay.
But he is a different race. Our daughter was married to someone from a different race.
So that's not an issue.
That's not an issue with us.
So what is the question?
So the question is, she's an adult. She can live her life whatever way she wants. We acknowledge that. We know that. We have not tried to control or tell her what to do by any means, but it seems to us that she is struggling with, is this right? Is this wrong? I mean, I feel like emotions are being dumped on us because they are dealing with some things and not us. But it's very, very difficult. And now she won't talk to her brother because he asked that question.
If he could meet him?
It's gotten massive.
Okay, so that's a description. What's the question? I need a question.
So the question is, how do you move forward, especially for the grandchildren? We keep reaching out and saying, can we see the grandchildren? Can we do things with them? She seems to be very moody.
What's the question?
How do you move forward when there's an adult child that seems to be dealing with something in their life that they're dumping or projecting on you? How do you move forward? What do you do to make this better?
You stop interpreting it because you don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I take that.
Okay.
We can't get in somebody's head and say, well, she's dealing with this because she's not dealing with it, because we don't really know, right? We don't know. Pressure could be coming from him, for example. This could be 1,000 different things.
But she's so different than what she was.
Right. So you deal with that. Okay. So you deal with what you're being presented in a relationship, and you deal with that in a way that has the greatest opportunity for you to get a hearing and get in the door. And really, to get a hearing means, and I want you to hear this, to get a hearing means to offer a hearing. Okay? Now, here's what I mean.
Okay.
What I would say to her is, I'm gonna make up a name. Susie, um, I am so sad that our relationship just seems to have. I mean, there's a lot of bumps in it right now, and really, my biggest feeling here is sadness, and I miss you. And obviously, when I don't see the kids, I miss the kids. But I don't know exactly how we got to where we are now. I hope it's not because you feel like we're in any way down on you or judging you or anything like that. We're really not. We don't even know really what's going on. But my main thing is I'm sad and I miss you. And we would like to just get together, and we don't even have to, you know, we don't e- we don't even have to talk. I just want to hear from you what's going on, and like, have we done something, or how can we help? That's how it would start.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because there's a lot you don't know, and for some reason, whatever she's
Right.
feeling, she doesn't feel like she can come into this conversation in an easy way. And so I would make it as easy as possible to start the
Okay.
conversation and sit down with an initial listening. Then you'll know what the next step is. But there's a good
Okay.
proverb. It's a good proverb that says, when we try to provide an answer before we understand, then we're going to run into problems. I'm paraphrasing. But I think she needs to be heard first. Doesn't make her right or wrong or anything. But she hasn't really talked yet. All she's done is fight. And so
Right.
when somebody's coming
You're
at
exactly
you,
right.
yeah, when somebody's coming at you fighting, they're not talking. So anything they're saying is probably not valuable to any kind of resolution. So the first thing we need to
Right.
do is we need to reduce the fight and flight. And you generally do that by laying down your arms and listening. So I want you to try that. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm
Will do.
sorry
Thank you so much.
sorry you're going through this. It is a lot to unravel, especially all those time frames and what's happened with her. And oh, that's a lot. You got kids involved, you got a previous marriage, and it's a lot. But nothing that can't be unraveled. One of the things I've learned in doing this for a long time, we just see sometimes the worst scenarios and get really surprised that reconciliation and redemption and healing can happen most often if we let me say it this way. It's most often it's going to happen if and only if we kind of approach it in ways that we know maximize the chances of that happening. And sometimes it doesn't happen. We can't control another person, but we can do things that are not helpful, and we can do things that are helpful. And generally speaking, it's hard to move a relationship the wrong direction by listening. That's really, really hard to have it go sideways in a conflict just by listening. So a lot of times that's a very good place to start. Okay, let's go back to the phone.